Again, I'm going to have to say that Minima stands on the shoulders of giants, and so actually, if you get to look at all the stuff and you get to say, well, that's very nice, and this is nice, and this is something. When you think about decentralization, what you have to ask yourself is, okay, I need a system where everybody runs everything all the time. There's this duality in blockchains at the moment. In every single blockchain is the same, except Minima, where you've got the people that run the network, and then you've got the people that use the network. There's this sort of this combat thing. You've got the miners, the stakers, the validators, whatever you want to call it, and then you've got the people that use it. That's no good. What you want to do is way back when we were using Bitcoin in 2011, we were all running it on our PCs with Dash Gen. That was the goal. That was the peak. That was like, wow, everybody's running everything. Everybody's mining. Everybody's doing it. And then SegWit comes along and everybody realizes that actually we don't matter anymore because the miners are the one who get to build the chain. And there's nothing I can do to affect that because they're getting paid so much money and they've got so many computers that there's nothing I can do. And so you have to, from the beginning, come up with a system that is never going to split into this runners and users. That's really the shift that Minima made. You actually have to come up with a different way for the blockchain to run. And so when you look at all the other blockchains that are out there, they all operate on what is known, game theoretically, as a competitive system. You've got the miners fighting each other in a win-lose game. I can find the block, and so you don't get it. I win, you lose. We are wonderful competitors. Humans are great at this. And the thing about a competition is there's always a winner. That's what happens in competitions. There's always a winner. And when somebody wins the game of mining, which somebody will win, mining is incredible. It's a fantastically futuristic technology, and it's all these numbers and all this stuff, and everything's going on. But it's still an industry. It's still a business. We've seen this 10 million times already. Every single time we get businesses competing for each other, it always ends the same way in a monopoly, because one of them becomes better. If I'm making money, I'll just become bigger. Economies of scale kick in. I can now buy hardware cheaper. I can outbid you, blah, blah, blah. I'll just buy you, et cetera, et cetera. And in every single other mining industry, gold, silver, oil, everything, there's three players. There's always three players at the top who, basically just allow each other to survive. Otherwise, they know they're going to get regulated. And when that happens, which is happening in front of our eyes in every other chain, when that happens, your blockchain's dead because it means you've lost the decentralization. You've lost the ability for censorship resistance. Mm-hmm. So you cannot allow that to happen. You cannot have this competition between the people who are trying to build the chain. And so what Minima does, which is really the fundamental difference between what we do and what the other chains do, is that we operate in a cooperative game. This is known as a win-win scenario. So what is good for me is good for you. So what we've basically done is we don't pay you to mine. What we've basically done is we've said, look, instead of having 10 really big miners doing lots and lots of work, grinding away, trying to find these blocks, why don't we have 10 million, 100 million little phones, each doing a tiny bit of work, an insignificant amount of work, frankly. But when you multiply 10 million by an insignificant number, it's the same as 10 times a really big number. And so that's how we roll. We're a cooperative network where everybody joins in together. What is known as a positively interdependent way. We're all working together to build the chain. And that's why no one is ever incentivized to mine. No one is ever incentivized other than the utility of the chain. You're not paid. That's the difference. That's the thing that converts us from business into a cooperative. And that's really the shift that has occurred when you're running on Minima.